I'm here with Coach Josh Edens of the North Greene Huskies. He's got a big game this week with Cloudland coming to town. Hey, Coach, can you set the stage for what this game means for the playoff picture going forward?
It's huge for our program. A win against Cloudland, it's not only important because it's the next one, but a win against Cloudland, and it puts you in the playoffs. Seating-wise in your district, it gives you an edge, and it locks up a playoff bid for us. And more than likely, the way it shuffles out, gives us a really fair chance at being at home
Sure.
for the first round. So that's an advantage that we'd like to have. Certainly an advantage, to be a district runner-up or even have a share of the district title, which is still possible with a win this week. So a lot of implications tied to this football game for us.
Great, great. And so basically, if you can get a win, you might have a home playoff game, but you're in the playoffs for sure. With a loss, you're still fighting, maybe on the bubble, not getting as much sleep, huh?
Right. With the loss, we're still in pretty good shape. We're in right now with a loss. We would need to go and take care of business week 10. We're off week 9. We need to go beat Hancock week 10. Home for that game as well. It's senior night. And, at that point, though, you're still not sure who you're playing.
Sure.
You think you're in, but you're not 110% sure. And you got to wake up Saturday morning and watch that show. And we would much rather go ahead and take care of business the next 2 and seal the deal and get to sleep in that last Saturday morning and know that we're in the playoffs and know that we're going to be at home. So
Sure.
Big game for us this week.
Great, great. So let's preview toward let's pivot toward the game here. Your defense has been standing tall most of the year. I know they had a tough game stopping the run a little bit last week against a good Chucky Doak team. But we got Cloudland coming to town, and it looks like you have to deal with Whitehead and Reinhardt on your defense needs to deal with those guys. What do you got to do well to stop those guys?
A great 1-2 punch Cloudland has with Reinhardt and Whitehead in that spread set. Pretty simple spread package. Pretty vanilla spread package, but very effective. They don't bother themselves with trying to be good at 10 million things. They're good at a handful of things, and then they've been pretty effective all year with it. Not a lot of depth on that squad. A lot of kids playing Ironman football, playing both sides of the ball, but they've managed to get through the season, without a lot of injuries, and I'm sure it's been great for their program. Just strengthening those kids on both sides of the ball, condition-wise, and they've gotten the job done in a lot of situations, and then that's all that counts on Friday is getting it done. For us, we've got to do a great job of just playing our kind of football. We're not going to lay back. We can't be lax. We've been pretty good against the spread all year. I got to give our kids credit. We've struggled at times, with some bigger opponents the last 2 weeks, but defensively we've been pretty solid against the spread and been able to apply a lot of pressure to the quarterback. This is not a Cloudland team that puts it in the air a lot, but they do have the ability to throw it when they need to. It mainly comes down to stopping 3 and 14. If we can stop Reinhardt and stop Whitehead, we're going to be in good shape. But this is not a team you can arm tackle. It's not a team you dive at. You better play your gap. Not leave a cutback lane. You better wrap up when you get to the ball carrier.
And who on that defense, if you're going to get this big win Friday, who are you calling out on defense to have a big night for you?
Well, I talked to them last night. They know who they are. David Trianis. This has got to be a David Trianis week. This is one of those situations where you look at those upperclassmen and you look at those guys that have been helping you lay the foundation of this program the last couple of years, and it's time to deliver. You lean on the backbone of your team, and that's certainly David Trianis. Dakota Laughlin is another kid, senior defensive tackle that really has to step up. They do a lot with their guards. They pull a guard quite a bit. They pull a tackle quite a bit, and playing that big gap, that 4-eye technique, and he needs to have a big week this week. He needs to have a huge week. It certainly needs to be a presence for us. Looking at a sophomore Eli Shirey to step up big this week and get quick off the ball. The whole defensive unit needs to do their job. Those are 3 guys right there that can wreak a lot of havoc if they'll take care of their business. And like I said, those kids all know who they are, and we're looking to them in this kind of situation to pull this team through and go ahead and lock down a playoff bid this week.
Great. Now let's pivot to the offense side of the ball. I know we've been slinging around a little bit lately. I think part of it's probably the game situation, things like that too, I'm sure. What what do you have to do well? Do you go back to basics, or are we still going? Still gonna wing it around a little bit.
Last couple of weeks we've been in the air more than Delta, so and that's not a bad thing.
Yeah.
That's not a bad thing. Teams are going to put several kids in the box, and they're going to make you throw, and it's nice to have the ability to throw. And I know Laughlin's done a good job finding those receivers, and we need to cut down some of our drops.
Okay.
Get our hands on the ball. We got to reel that thing in, but this is going to be a week where. Again, you're going to look at some of those seniors. Laughlin's going to have to make some good decisions. He's going to have to make the correct throws, and he's going to have to make those good throws. And getting some people back this week really helps. Take some pressure off, your upperclassmen, your DJ triplets, and your Mason Earlys. But, week 8 in your season, trying to get into the playoffs, in the thick of the hunt for the postseason, you're not going to go away from those guys. Cloudland's not, we're not, Hampton's not, nobody's going to. You're going to lean on those upperclassmen. So we're really looking for Mason Early and DJ Triplet to lead the way. And they have a great supporting cast that we've been able to bring along here the last few weeks. And if we can put our stuff together on offense, certainly do a good job up front, shoring up the offensive line, protecting O'Laughlin, staying locked on a block to the whistle. And, if we just not beat ourselves, we just, keep the ball in our arms, not on the ground, take it out of the air, make sure we're taking care of the football and not committing a lot of silly penalties. We ought to be okay this week. Got confidence in this football team and where we're at right now. And, toughest part of our schedule, we just came through. And, I feel like that's made us a stronger football team. So we're looking for big things out of this bunch this week.
Great. Good luck this week, Coach.
Appreciate it.